Your Eminence, thank you so much for having us here in the Archdiocese of Díli, or the office of the Archdiocese of Díli. It's a pleasure and an honor having you here, and I'm talking to you about Christmas, and it's an amazing celebration, especially in Timor-Leste, and it's equally amazing around the region in ASEAN and in Malaysia. Now, I'd like to begin our chat with this. It's the first time I'm having someone from the Catholic Church, and we're really happy and lucky to have you here. Now, I think the first place we should start at is, what does Christmas mean to the people of Timor-Leste, especially in a year when the nation has taken its seat in ASEAN?
The Catholic Church in the world this year, we celebrate the year of hope and longing to be part of ASEAN has been a long dream of the Timorese. And throughout these years, we have been working and hoping that one day Timor will be part. And so this year of hope, first of all, here in Timor, I can say that besides all the spiritual gifts that we receive, one of the concrete things that we Timorese receive is being part of ASEAN. I think this is a reality, and also a moment because of this, because this is a long dream for the Timorese, and so this will become a moment of joy for the Timorese. This Christmas will be really a year of joy, a year of hope, confirming our hope that we already. It's confirmed in this year with this year of hope. So for us, Timorese becomes really a moment of joy for the Timorese in celebrating Christmas, particularly this year of 2025.
No, I guess the bigger question is, how does faith guide the nation's journey from independence to becoming part of ASEAN, and for seeing some very, very ugly times? You know, a lot of people are still getting over those times, the trauma and the pain that people have gone through. People, I often hear, poor or rich within Díli, they talk about forgiveness all the time.
You know, we have all this. We have to look back to our history, our struggle towards our independence. Throughout these long years of our struggle toward independence, the faith, especially Catholic Church, always there. Accompany the people in all this long struggle for their independence. Catholic Church become protection, providing any social assistance, education. In fact, one of the two big pillars that the faith provides for the people of Timor since the beginning is the education and social work, and the two trademarks that have always become the characteristic of the Church or the Catholic faith here in Timor, accompanying the people throughout our struggle towards the independence. After our independence, in this more than 2 decades now, we are as a country, as a young country here in the region. Of course, the Church still there, continue helping the people to be in this transitional period that will affirm our identity, identity of a nation, identity of a people. I think this was really made true with the visit of the Pope Francis last year, wherein we put on our theme for the visitors that your culture will become, that your faith will become your culture. And of course, this guidance and this accompaniment of the Church really helping people to affirm, especially now that in this new era that we are going into ASEAN. I think we have to be really helping our people to discover our own identity in order we will not lose within this big region of ASEAN. And that will be the difference that will bring in the diversity, the uniqueness that will bring in to the region.
Now, when you speak to your counterparts within ASEAN, within all the archbishops and cardinals within the ASEAN region, is everyone on the same page that this year is the year of hope, and how would they tap into helping Timor-Leste and learning something from Timor-Leste? As I rightly said earlier on, Timor-Leste now talks a lot about reconciliation and forgiveness. When I spoke to the president, he clearly mentioned that bygones be bygones and we should not keep bitterness. And also the prime minister mentions that. How do you echo that in the church and make sure it resonates with the people, be it Catholic or not of the Catholic faith in Díli?
Exactly this is what last year in Vatican I attended the synod. One of the arguments we present to the fathers of the synod in Rome, we present this uniqueness, how the Timorese people able to go beyond our own ego and our own interest in order to go towards to reconcile with our neighbor Indonesian. And the first time when it was mentioned, many of our neighbor, the bishop from Asia, they were not aware of that. But in then they came to know more about it. But I think this is what the uniqueness here in the world today, wherein with all these indifferences around, I think this is the thing that the value that we would like to really to present as our own identity.
A value you'd like to present as your own identity. Now, let's talk about the region. For Catholics living in the region, most of them are minorities except for the Philippines and let's say Timor-Leste. What would your message be? How can they carry that peace into their daily lives? Everyone's looking for peace, inner peace. How can they carry that into their daily lives? What would your message be with regards to peace here?
Of course, the word peace is not that easy to live. It is easy to preach, easy to talk about it, easy to share, to dialogue, discuss, but come to practice, it's not that easy. But for the Catholics, for the Christians, I think it's not really an option. It is a must that a Christian should be. You cannot live the peace only within the Christmas season. He has to live beyond, because it's a must that he has to make it in his own life. He started from his own life, is in the family, wherever a Christian will go. He has to be a man of peace, a builder of peace, which is not limited to any circumstance. Should go beyond all this reality. I think this is what I think for the Christians, and I think, and of course I repeat, because this is not really easy, but this is what we can make a difference in the world, in today's world.
If you look at Pope Francis and the late Pope Francis and his contributions to the world, he pushed the boundaries in making sure that the world celebrated diversity, that the world celebrated everyone regardless of religion, race, or what they do. And how do you take the lessons that he's taught and practice it in the church within Timor-Leste?
The church, I think not only Timor-Leste, but particularly Timor-Leste, that this late Pope Francis has proposed this communion, participation, and mission. It is a call through this spirit of synodality that people need to come together to participate in the mission of the church. I think this is a call. I think, and this is what also here in Timor already in this few 2-3 years now, in preparing for this for the synod held in in Asia as well as in Rome, we have started living this spirit of synodality, how to involve more people, to bring close, and especially also here we will gather all different peoples to meet, to dialogue, to discuss, and it was a very beautiful experience that we have done in this past in the past years. Especially we talk about, because here also, though Catholic we are the majority, but we involved, we bring in those from the Protestants, from different, the Protestants, the Muslims as well as others. They also come together with us. We share that spirit of synodality.
So when you say they come together with you, how is it done? Do you have dialogues together? Do you all have, say, during Ramadan, is there like a meetup with the Muslim friends? How does this?
One of the concrete things that now we are having here in Timor, because together, of course, together with the government is supporting that we are promoting. There's a team wherein for a team to prepare tourism. They call it religious tourism.
Religious tourism. Right.
This religious tourism is consists not only Catholics, but Catholics, Muslims, Protestants. They were together. They form a group and they work together in order to identify all the religious sites, whether Muslims, Christians, Protestants, Catholics, and then they will promote it. And now they are moving toward that they've a team on that, and they're promoting all this. And this is already one of the way we are working together. Another thing that of the realization of this cooperation, every time that we have election, before the election, normally we have this peace march. And during the peace march, after will be besides all the politicians will be run for the president or for the parliaments. They will be all. But once it is finished, there will be kind of appeal for the peace. All the religious leaders will be there to talk their own view, to call for the entire people to welcome this event as a feast of democracy, that everybody to put away all these differences, because you know Timor for the many years you have been marked always violence, and so through all this slowly we are reducing the number of violence throughout the years. So I think this is what also one of the form we have done through promoting peace for the election, especially whenever you have the election.
It's very interesting that when I met Ambassador Lisualdo, the ambassador of Timor-Leste to Malaysia, and when I met President Ramos, their message was the same. Said, we don't want to make the minorities feel like minorities. They shouldn't feel like minorities. They are one of us, and that's a message I hear you carrying through too. Now, I guess conflict in the region is because of majorities, minorities. There's a lot of conflict within ASEAN, and even problems due to this. How can we weave past that and find something more sustainable, knowing that ASEAN as a bloc is stronger? As a bloc, we're stronger, we can trade better, and we can help each other better and grow together. How do you, from where you're standing, from your vantage point, being the Archbishop and the Cardinal here in Timor-Leste, what are the opportunities you see? I
think there are few examples that I would like to cite, and this example has been also I would like to put as an opportunity that we have to continue work on that. I think this is a process. It's not a ready-made. But it's a process. First thing I think in this situation, the recognition, allowing the minority to be part, to recognize them in an event or in the society, I think that's really very important, because you know here in Timor, one of the things, for example, during the visit of the Pope, one of the youth represent one of the there was a youth from Muslim. He represent the Muslim to talk, to speak about how we are promoting how we are promoting this peaceful environment here in the country. And it was, he felt it was so proud, and it was the echo of that. It was very strong after the visit. That's why I think, for this reason, in order to continue to promote peace, we need to give the chance. We have to first we have to respect each other, to promote the dialogue. We have to involve, not to exclude, but now with this spirit of synodality, we really encourage the Christians to be more. You have to be inclusive, to embrace everybody. I think that's the way of promoting, the way of maintaining that communion and promotion for the working for the peace.
Right. Now, having said what you've said, when you come to Díli, you see the churches, you see the angels in the architecture of the churches. It's beautiful, and you see the Cristo Rey. There's so much to see. With regards to Catholicism, of course, within the region, there are churches or cathedrals in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, in parts of Penang, in other parts of ASEAN. They're finding it hard to get a congregation to go for Mass. Now, this message is for the Catholic community and also the Christian community in coming together as a community. How do you see this? Like some people say, it's not relevant to my life anymore. How do they bring this back to their lives with relevance? Like going to church, for instance, going through it, knowing that you have a community there, and what can a community do together when they're stronger together, like a church community? Like you go to some churches, they're empty. How do you bring back the congregation to church?
I think there are various ways of attracting the people back, but I think first of all, depends how to the pastors, the pastor himself, how he have to create the environment itself in his parish in order to gather his faithful. And today we are more and more, we are talking about not the church which is hierarchical, but the church which is more going down, we call it the basic ecclesial community. The church has to go down and to meet to meet the people. I think where nowadays also, I think this approach are very important. Mm-hmm. Then we have to change this. Our way of approaching, our way of evangelizing, our way of catechizing, our way of dealing. That's why I think this is what also we here in Timor, though it is still very difficult, but one of the way we are now slowly try to change this paradigm of shifting, rather than waiting that the people will come, but how we come, we'll go and meet, go and invite. This proximity to the people. I think in Timor, the people are identified with the church, because the church in the past has been. They felt that the church has become part of their life. So some of the people, they find it difficult to have that, make that dichotomy, to divide in their life. That's why I think this experience that has really made them feel part of the church.
Which brings to mind another question, Your Eminence. The young people having the conversations they're having, the social ills they see, the world they see. They hold a phone. In that phone, there are demons and angels. You see everything here. You can get good, you can get bad from here. And that's changed their lives, or the trajectory of their lives. How do you think the church must address this, especially in Asia, Asia, even here in Timor-Leste?
Yes, I think we just recently, just today, on last Sunday, the Pope canonized Carlo Acutis. Carlo Acutis, he is one of the young men, is they call it a millennium saint. A millennium saint because he has been through all this. He knows what all this media, all the gadgets that are living throughout, but how he tried to use it in a positive way, how using that in order to promote, to evangelize, and to share all the good. I think this is also, I think we need to continually encourage our youngsters to make to use all this gadget, all this means, this technological means, for good things. I think need also how we have to promote, how we have to make it known to them, and we can present to them this Carlo Acutis as one of the special for the Catholics, because though sometimes people think that this is maybe already impossible. We are living in this world with all these things, but in reality, there is still some people. If those really have that willpower, they can make that change.
Right. I've got one last question for you, and this question is about the celebration of Christmas, the celebration of the birth of Christ, as is celebrated by a lot of different Christian faiths and also the Catholic Church. What is your Christmas message this year to Catholics, Christians, all Malaysians, and all everyone in ASEAN countries?
I think this year we are witnessing a lot of violence in the world. Recalling the late Pope Francis was saying that the world today is wounded with all this violence, hatred, indifferences, egos, everything, all this around the world. Some of people are feeling really, it's really, I think in this situation, together with, as a Christians, the year being put in the year of hope. I think my message to everybody, I think let's hold our hand together in order to say no to all this violence. When we talk about Christmas, we talk about peace. Peace is not something automatic. Peace is not something ready-made thing that just happens, but it requires the sacrifice, the effort of everybody. I think all of us, whatever your faith, but in order to build peace, I think all of us are needed to participate, to contribute to build a better world, a world that is full of peace, love, and joy. This depends to all of us. I think what I hope in this year, this is my hope and my prayer to that Asia, our region, can become also an example to the world, especially example of peace, healing, and reconciliation.
One last question, and this is about, and it just came to mind, and it's about a Muslim that pushed very much for Timor-Leste to become a member of ASEAN. That's the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. What would be your message to the Prime Minister and the government of Malaysia?
First of all, as a Timorist, and also as a religious leader here in this country, from the deep of my heart, I would like to really express my deep gratitude to His Excellency Prime Minister of Malaysia and the entire member of the government of Malaysia, which has, first of all, has create this space and has support our government, our country. I think that there are a lot of things that we haven't met yet the requirement, but we are really grateful for your support, for your care, and for your spirit of optimism that pushing us towards. I think for this, once again, on behalf of all the believers here, as well all the Timorese, once again, we thank you. We are very, very grateful. We thank you His Excellency the Prime Minister, and we pray for you that you continue be blessed with a good health and continue doing this good work, not only for Timor and Malaysia, but for the entire region as well as for the country, or for the world.
Your Eminence, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you, and all the best to Timor-Leste. May God bless Timor-Leste. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.